Thank you for checking out this little teaser of the history of the papacy and church. Here's a little taste of what's coming up soon on the History of the Papacy podcast. Now, if you like what you hear, I'd love it if you'd leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. If you want to support the podcast even more, consider becoming a Patreon on patreon.com/history of the papacy. There are many levels and benefits for you, and you help keep the history of the papacy going. You can learn more about all of this at historyofthepapacypodcast.com. With that, here's another piece of the mosaic of the popes of Rome and Christian church, and I will definitely be talking to you more soon.
We've moved on to the year 100. Now we know from the writings of Governor Pliny, in the year 100, the Roman state was becoming aware of Christians and it regarded them as pretty off. There may have been little local persecutions of Christians in the empire, but certainly nothing organised. And in fact, from the correspondence we have between Pliny and the letter Trajan, there was no attempt to conduct a systematic persecution. Trajan basically says, yeah, these guys do seem a collection of fairly offensive weirdos, but do not go out of your way to persecute them. Now, the Christians had become infamous for basically sexual outrages, wickedness, and evil deeds. The general pagan population had a fairly poor opinion of them. One author I read said that the closest you could put it to as a modern analogy is that many Romans regarded the Christians as witches. Maybe you were attracted to that sort of thing if you wanted, but otherwise not so much. But let's say that maybe there were some people in the empire who didn't like Christians and would beat up on their neighbours every so often. But the Roman state never ever decided to systematically persecute, or maybe even say they managed to get a better reputation amongst the locals. Maybe say even the Roman state turns them into a bona fide religion, because they did distinguish between bona fide religions and what they would call superstitious rubbish.